Hi, this is Brandy at the Graphing Geek. This video is my TTM purchases and email successes from last week, from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The video was supposed to go up yesterday on Sunday, but it got a little noisy here at the house trying to get things ready for the holidays, and it's easier for me to do the videos when I'm home alone and it's quiet. So first up, before all my mail started coming back, all the TTM requests started flooding back in, I had made some purchases on Autograph World and eBay. So I'm going to start with those, and then I'm going to move on to some email request successes that came in last week too, and then finally my TTMs. So first up is an Autograph World purchase. This is a 3x5 of Edward Herrmann. You might know Mr. Herrmann best from The Lost Boys, from Gilmore Girls, from Annie, and he did tons of plays and other movies. I can't even name them all, but those are the ones I know him best for. So I'm happy to have him in my collection because he passed away last December of a brain tumor. So I didn't get a chance to graph him through the mail when he was still with us, so I was really happy to be able to buy this one. Next up is an eBay purchase of, Glen Campbell. Thanks to my friend Marvin, who also looked at this for me. Marvin, I'll put a link to his YouTube page below, but he is a genius when it comes to anything country music, so I had him double check this for me. I already felt confident that it was legit, and I wanted him to just take a look at it and make sure it looked good to him too, and I got it for a steal on eBay. If you know or may not know, he is suffering from Alzheimer's and is not in very good health, so I wanted to make sure I had him for my country music collection. So there's that. My last purchase is another Autograph World purchase. If you've been watching for any amount of time, and as you can see from the video right now, I am obsessed with Doctor Who. So I'm trying to get as many of the doctors and companions and guest stars as I can of the show from the beginning of the show back in 1963 till now. So for a very decent price, I got to add William Russell, this gentleman right here in the white. He played the first Doctor's companion, Ian Chesterton, on Doctor Who. He's in his 90s now. I still plan to send to him for TTM, but I wanted to make sure I had this for my collection. I usually collect more than one of any of the doctors or companions. So just be prepared to see some more soon, because I know there's more Doctor Who coming in. So I'm really happy to add him to my Doctor Who collection. Next up, when I was in the dry spell, when nothing was coming in, I also started sending email requests to different food personalities and chefs. You saw in the last batch that I had Lydia Bastianich and Andrew Zimmern. So, oops, upside down. Sorry, it's my phone. Catherine and Sophie from DC Cupcakes. Their assistant was nice enough to send this to me. I love that show. And I also got Ina Garten. She is the Barefoot Contessa. I also received, her assistant emailed me and told me that this was on the way from Ina, and that she also told me about a show here in Orlando where she'll be coming to doing cooking demos and things like that, which I'm excited about because no one ever does book signings in Orlando. They'll go to Miami or Tampa, but never Orlando. So I was really excited to get this, and hopefully I'll get to go see Ina when she's here next month. Next up is one I honestly did not think I would get back, a TTM request to young adult author Jane Yolen. I had to use a private address for this, so I cannot share this address. I made the card myself. my favorite book of hers is The Devil's Arithmetic, which is the top book right there. My son is obsessed with her dinosaur books, so I added that on too. So she signed that for me, and she also sent me 3 bookmarks. So I'm trying to see how many more young adult authors I can get. I would love to get Katherine Patterson because she wrote my favorite book, but I've heard that she is not easy to get in touch with. So I was so excited to get this one back because I really, honestly and truly did not think it would be coming back. So very excited about Miss Yolen and adding her to my writers collection. Next up was a success from one of my favorite horror movies ever. I love horror movies. My favorites are the Freddy's of the, like, my favorite series are The Nightmare on Elm Street. But my favorite single movie by itself is An American Werewolf in London. So I sent to David Naughton, and he signed 2 for 2 for me. It says best wishes, David Naughton, and the movie poster says beware the moon. So I love those. I'm also going to be sending to Griffin Dunn, who was the other young man in the movie, and Jenny Agutter, who was the nurse in the movie. She's also on the show called The Midwife now in England, so I cannot wait to get them because those, like I said, it's one of my favorite movies ever. Next up, we're gonna I have 2 left. Both of these are country music successes. First up is a music legend, I guess. He hosted radio shows. He had a hit record himself. And in the 80s and 90s, he also hosted a show on what used to be the Nashville Network called Nashville Now, and it had all the up-and-coming country music stars of the day. So this is Ralph Emery. So I watched the show growing up with my grandparents, so I was really happy to get him back for my collection. And this may be my favorite success recently. I usually say that about once a week, but I grew up listening to tons of country music with my grandparents. And my favorites were the Highwaymen, which were Johnny Cash, Kris Kristofferson, Waylon Jennings, and Willie Nelson. Let's see, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Kris Kristofferson, and Waylon Jennings. So Mr. Cash and Mr. Jennings are no longer with us. So I'm going to try to get Willie Nelson, which I don't know how feasible that will be. But I did get Kris Kristofferson. I mailed this to his Hawaii address. If you look on Star Tiger, you'll see he has multiple addresses, but this is his Hawaii address. Thanks, Brandy. Peace. Kris Kristofferson. And this one, which is in black, so it's a little hard to see. So, he is not just a country music singer. He was a Rhodes Scholar. He was in the military. Actor. He was in the movie A Star is Born with Barbra Streisand. He was in the Blade movies with Wesley Snipes. Tons and tons of movies. If you look on his IMDb page, you would be surprised, most likely. So I am really, really happy. He is one of my favorites. I still listen to his albums. I don't really listen to a lot of CDs anymore. It's mostly albums. So I am really, really happy to add him to my collection. So that is my week in Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of last week. Hopefully we'll have more returns in this week. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Visit me on the Graphing Geek Facebook page. And thanks for watching. Bye.